It's time to sing to Yahuwah a new song, because he is doing wonders, saving with his right hand and the strength of his set-apartness, who is doing great and unsearchable deeds, innumerable wonders. Listen to this, hated one. Stand still and consider the wonders of all. Do you know the balancing of the clouds? The wonders of the one perfect in knowledge? No, I didn't think so. So therefore I praise you, Yahuwah, Bakal Ababi. I declare all of your wonders. Elohim, you have taught me from my youth, and to this day I declare your wonders. So worship Yahuwah Elohim of Yasha'al, because he alone is doing wonders. You've done no wonder and amazement and phenomenal fascination in all field creation. To all the people, all the nations, you've done great and exceptional causation. To think something so blatant could be hidden right in their faces. Amazing, Yahuwah, it's miraculous, it's beautiful, it's disastrous, it's captured us, cause all the earth is blasphemous and vacuous. Yahuwah, you did it, right on the mark you hit it, confirming your word each sentence. Yahuwah, I see it, I witness. The world is strayed by images, perverting all the innocent, destroying all the remnant with overwhelming carcinogens. Now everyone's vision is distorted by these images. Now the world's a derision, cause no one knows that they missing it. Whoa, your words are force, it got all the earth engorged. The command has gone forth and now all is gone and lost. Each day is closer to death, regardless how cunning or deaf. The way you are consuming, I see why a few are left. You've done a wonder. You've done no wonder, and now all the earth is plundered, and the only one who's safe is he who's found your wings and is under. There's nations rising against nations, their sorcery turns all the patience. The oceans contaminated, birds dropping all over the place, and bees failing in population, decimating crops for the nation. Man making up plagues and giving you them in vaccinations. Many stumbled and fumbled, most are deceived and succumbed to ideology, so there's none who think they should seek the truth from you. You've made them all foolish, they're altogether stupid, taking away your times, yet some thinking they actually do it. The world is lost in confusion, all just see an illusion. Quakes Greta with every shake, the signs pointing to the conclusion. Even those that are calling you have no clue what they ought to do. Most are deceived, and that confirms the word that you offer to. The appointed times have changed, abominations waste. You've done a wonder, and none can still see till this day, but you did it. You are my Elohim, I exalt you, I praise your name, because you are doing a wonder planned long ago. And Yahuwah says, because this people has drawn near with its mouth, and with its lips they have esteemed him, and have kept their heart far from him, and their fear of him has become a command that men teach. Therefore, see, he is doing a marvelous work among this people, a marvelous work and a wonder. And the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their clever men shall be hidden. But the earth shall become a waste because of those who dwell in it, and for the fruit of their deeds. So shepherd your people, Yahuwah, with your rod, the flock of your inheritance who dwell alone in the forest. in the midst of Karamah. Let them feed in Bashan and Galad, as in the days of old, as in the days of when you came out of the land of Matzarim. You said, I shall let them see marvelous, extraordinary wonders. And you have again confirmed your word, YAHUAH. YAHUAH, you have confirmed your words. It is clear for those who are watching, seeking, guarding with all of their breath and strength, because all of the nations are chasing worthlessness, just as you said, setting themselves against you and your Mashiach. In all of their efforts, they're trying to tear apart your art. They have even declared that there is no YAHUAH. Fools. They are all right in their own eyes, yet there is none that does good, none seeking your art, YAHUAH. They have forgotten the latter end of your true people, and they continually consume the remnant of them as if they are eating bread. They do not call on you, YAHUAH, and even the small remaining portion of your people are at ease in the land of their captivity. They are not troubled at the signs which you are performing before the eyes of all the world. Most are blinded to their reality, yet they are leaders of tens, thousands, even millions. Your true people, YAHUAH, they are bearing your promise, your curse, but they are not corrected. They are not refined. They do not realize the extent of what has come upon them. And even worse, YAHUAH, they do not think to know to turn back to the one who does this to them. The minds of the children of mankind are all wrapped in falsehood, ideologies and instructions commanded by the mouth of men. But you did not send them, nor did you command them. So now righteous judgments come out twisted, because true knowledge has left the building. True wisdom has escaped the scene of the greatest crime of all time, the perversion of it and what is true. So now right ruling is driven back, and righteousness stands far off, because truth has fallen in the streets, and right is unable to enter. So truth is deficient. In all of this, you have declared long ago, YAHUAH. Yet all are still greedy for gain, regardless of how many rivers of blood inundate the land as a result. No one calls for righteousness, and no one is begging for truth. They trust in confusion and speak lies. So one lies with unrighteousness and conceives trouble, only to bring forth wickedness. They have declared that evil is good and good is evil. They even confuse darkness for light and light for darkness. They desire what is bitter instead of what is sweet, because they are wise in their own eyes and discerning of their own sight. No one seeks your word to obtain understanding. They settle for debating among themselves until the mouth of a man has been declared right by the majority of his peers, and they consider this good wisdom. Even though you did not put these assessments, these notions, these dreams into their minds, yet they have it all figured out, YAHUAH. So again, the fruition of your words are evident to those watching, guarding, and seeking your art, your word. Because all of the wisdom of this world is now foolishness, just as you declared, YAHUAH. Everyone has covered themselves with the works of their hands. Their feet run to evil, hurrying to shed blood, wasting and ruin are in their highways. They chase worthlessness and cling to it as if it can deliver them. They forsake the case of the widow, the fatherless, the poor, and the sojourner, and they plot evil in their minds against their neighbor and even their own brother. Most do not even know their neighbor, spending most of their lives toiling, slaves to their hands as they work for a living. And in the midst of all of this, your people continue to sleep through their punishment. They are complacent, content, and lax, as if they are not smitten before their enemies. Most don't even acknowledge your punishment as if it does not pertain to them. Transgressing and being untrue to you, Yahuwah, and turning away from Allahinu, speaking oppression and abandoning and renouncing your word, conceiving and pondering words of falsehood from their own heart instead. So now, whoever turns away from evil makes himself a prey. It is official, Yahuwah. Your people, the only people on the face of the earth who are lightly esteemed, a mockery in all of the face of the earth, the only people who are destined to struggle from the moment they take their first breath, the only people bearing all the plagues which you promised, and the only people scattered to the four corners of the earth by way of ships, just as you declared, the only people with no land of their own and no knowledge of their true home. So therefore your people are still exiled as it is today, because they have no knowledge. And you have accomplished all of this, Yahuwah, as it is today.
And now, YAHUAH, what is Yahuwah Ya Elohim asking of you? But to fear Yahuwah Ya Elohim, to walk in all his ways and to love him, and to serve Yahuwah Ya Elohim with all your heart and with all your being, to guard the commands of Yahuwah and his laws which I command you today for your good forever. Yahuwah with all, each and every single fiber, the whole, every bit, the complete and entire, the opposite of none, the full, the maximum, the greatest possible, the total that can be done of my being, existence, my life and reality, my essence, my ruach and all that is inside of me, my entity, my breath, my endurance, my steps, everything lingering, hanging on, situated and set. I will guard and protect, watch over and defend. I will shield and secure all your instructions, your orders, your charge, your words, your laws, directives and commands. Not a single shall fall. I'll try to keep them all like a warden. I will guard your garrison, your watchmen, every synonym involved. I'll protect your stuff, cause mankind messed it up and done violence to your word, perverting what is love. Yes, I fear you, my Elohim, man. I love you, my Elohim, man. I serve you, my Elohim, man, with all my heart and all my being. I'll obey you, my Elohim, man. I'll obey you, my Elohim, man. I'll return to you, my Elohim, man, with all my heart and all my being. In my whole, complete and full, undivided, unscathed, intact, undamaged, perfect and righteous, I'll do, perform, undertake and execute, achieve and bring forth, effectuate and produce all your word, your name, your mark, your designation, your remark, your utterance, comments, all of your statements. With all my being, existence and my life, I'll return to you, doing right in your sight. Shama Yasha'ah, to his laws and right rulings. You are hearing today and you shall guard and do them. It's no illusion and it's no intrusion. His words are refuge in this days of delusion. His words grant grandeur, it is a pasture. That's why I am an executor, a doer. So with all my being, it's all I'm needing. So I'm guarding and doing bakal nafashi, man. I feel you, my Elohim, man. I love you, my Elohim, man. I serve you, my Elohim, man. With all my heart and all my being. I'll wait you, my Elohim, man. I'm obey you, my Elohim, man. I've returned you, my Elohim, man. With all my heart and all my being. I'm true, you, my Elohim, man. My peace, you, my Elohim, man. I'm seeking you, my Elohim, man. With all my heart and all my being. My life, you, my Elohim, man. I run to you, my Elohim, man. My trust, you, my Elohim, man. With all of my heart and all my being. Shema Yasha'ah, YAHUAH Elohim, YAHUAH. And you shall love Yahuwah, your Elohim, with all your heart, with all your being, and with all your might. Let us turn back to YAHUAH, for he has torn, but he does heal us. He has stricken, but he binds us up. And after 2 days, he shall revive us. On the 3rd day, he shall raise us up, so that we live before him. So let us know, let us pursue to know YAHUAH, cause his going forth is as certain as the morning. Now Yahshua, listen to his laws and his right rulings. He's teaching you to do so that you live and possess the good things. Don't add or take from his word, just guard his commands. Hindsight reveals his strength by way of ships our journey began. And not to his remnant, cling to him is living, cause you listen. And you shall guard and do his commands, your understanding and wisdom. Guard your life diligently, lest you forget and let wickedness lead. Make him known to your children, grandchildren, your children to be. You've seen how he gave his name and you've seen how he gave his language. His salvation, but to the wicked they blinded and aimless. He made you know his covenant that he commanded you to do. Had 10 matters he wrote on tablets and a whole slew of rules. You saw no form or nothing, no likeness of man or woman, no beast, no bird, creatures of earth, no fish, stars, moons, or suns. And so don't you make no images, nor bow down to them. It isn't his brought forth or his esteem. Cosmos 13:15, it is this.
When you bring his word back to your heart and turn to YAHUAH wherever you are, obeying his commands, you and your children are coming up out of the dark. When you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to your heart, turn to YAHUAH wherever you are, obeying his commands, you and your children are coming up out of the dark. When you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to your heart, turn to YAHUAH wherever you are.
So when all of these words come upon you, cause you realize his curse is upon you, will you loathe and cry, despise your life for the evil that defines you? Will you be enraged and mad and wanna take out all that they added? Wanna put back what they subtracted, cause you realize it's you they masking. And no longer is your history all shrouded in mystery, cause he's our creator and that's literally. Now bring his word back to your heart and turn to YAHUAH wherever you are, and get back to his business. Start with getting his law down off of the cross. Walk in his ways and fear him. All of your days you're near him. Don't turn aside to the left or right and led away by feelings. Love, discipline, hate evil. Unlearn the ways of the people. Get knowledge, get wisdom, and grip him tight so none can deceive you. Turn back, obey his voice. It's life or death, now make your choice. Return with all your being. Those that seek him, they rejoice. Beg he gives you one heart, a new ruach, so you can walk. And his laws, his Torah, so he blots out your sin and faults.
When you bring his word back to your heart and turn to YAHUAH wherever you are, obeying his commands, you and your children are coming up out of the dark. When you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to your heart, when you bring his word back to
I entreat you, YAHUAH. Yes. You're my all, the great and shining, guarding the covenant and kindness to those loving him and doing righteous. But your people have sinned and committed iniquity. They're acting wickedly, rebelling and departing viciously, and no one is listening to your servant, to your Nabi'im, who properly spoke in your name regarding all these things. And all YAHUAH has transgressed your act, your Torah, Usola Balati Shamu'ah Bakalak. And all warnings that you spoke, you have brung on us a great evil, never seen, never done. And yet still your people still don't entreat you, not seeking Allahinu to turn back and see truth. There is none fearing, there is none hearing. They just run into sin like it was on clearance, and yet they still haven't entreated the art, the face of Allahim, the one who's redeeming us. YAHUAH, I'm begging you come near. I'm begging for your root. Please don't keep us from your fear. Please, will you incline your ear? Will you hear the cries? Will you catch the tears? Please don't forget your servants trying to guard your word, and we down here hurting. How long will you hide your face? Look down and see this place, it's all going to waste. You alone led us, you saved us, you fed us. No other Allahim, just Allahim of our ancestors. You made us ride in the heights of Ha'arat. We ate fruit up the field and drew dabash from the rocks. But Yasharun grew fat and we kicked. We grew thick and forsook the rock of our deliverance. And we moved you to jealousy among the strangers, and did abominably, provoking you to anger. After 4,000 years, still ain't nothing changed us. We still entreating demons, loving heathens, being heinous. We've neglected the rock who brought us forth, and forgotten the all who fathered us and made us sore. And YAHUAH saw it and despised, because this provocation is wickedness and evil in his eyes. So you said, let me hide my face and see what is the end of this perverse, distrusting generation, this slack generation, this whack generation, the cowardly and false loving witchcraft generation. YAHUAH, I understand why you would hide your face. This place is a waste with folks just taking up space. YAHUAH, you said, I shall forsake them, and then I'll hide my face, and many evils and distress shall come on them and overtake them. And it shall be said in that day, is it not because Allahim's not in our midst that we are slayed? He has hidden his face because of all the evil. They don't seek you, they have turned to mighty ones of the people. They don't trust, they just lust and covet they stuff. They adjust to be equal instead of people you love. They justify in sin, they undermining him. They don't study your word, they just rely on them. They don't esteem your name and they don't truly believe. Why have the wrong prospered and workers of evil at ease? YAHUAH, please, just turn around and see. Don't hide your face from me as if I'm the enemy. Until when shall you forget us? Forever? Please don't turn your servants away in your displeasure. Why is your face hidden? Ignoring our affliction, our eviction has made us wanderers and codependent. YAHUAH, but I've impressed your word upon by me. Now they calling your name and waiting on your esteem. Shema this house of YAHUAH, that's right, who are called by the name of YAHUAH, and have come from the waters of YAHUAH, who swear by the name of YAHUAH and profess the Elohim of YAHUAH, though not in truth or in righteousness, because they call themselves after the Kadash city, and they lean on the Elohim of YAHUAH. YAHUAH Sabaoth is his name, right? He has declared the former from the beginning, and they went forth from his mouth, right, and he made you Shema them. Suddenly he acted, and then they came to be, because he knew that you were hard, and your neck was iron sinew, and your forehead bronze. Therefore he declared it to you long ago, for he made you here, lest you say, my idol has done this. What? You walk in your stakes in it, you claiming that you making it, complacent with the nations. It is clear that y'all faking it, and they pretend forsaking him. Ain't really bored to wait for him. They don't wait for him, they take their strength and go far away from him. You too scared to live in it, you've no ears for listening. He causes the good and the bad, but y'all forgetting it. Y'all prefer the glistening, all you're not remembering all of what he did to them. He's taking all the strength from them, but they still Kadash, and you can't tell them no. They VIPs in his place, they are deceived in their thoughts. It seems you are delusional, his word it is confusing you. You want it to do for you, but yet there is no truth in you. Content with the usual, convinced he is moving you, but you lack the audacity to do all that you should do. You lessen, you confess that you exceptional, forgetting who searches the heart, the kidneys, thoughts, the mind, and intestines too. You took up your stake for him, you sitting there complacent with the nations, and you straight, cause it is clear, cause y'all faking it. You claiming that you're facing him, you wait for him, right after your shift is done, you pray to him, cause y'all faking it. First things first, your work, your strength is in your nervous purse, your occupation is evasion, cause y'all faking. You speak of all you gave to him, your idolatry is graven, and he's appointed to grave for him, cause y'all just faking it. Your arrogance is blasphemous in comparison to Manchester, then gassing, then first is pride, and then comes embarrassment. You're claiming this and claiming that, but can't stay where your faith is at. If you wait, then act like you are awake and appreciate the facts. Don't trust your intuition if his word ain't your wisdom. In the news and in the streets, I see it coming to fruition, man. But if faith is a word and not an act, it is absurd and not to last. Cause without the root there is no grass, without the truth there is just trash. They pushing mute on the facts, they fancy words won't get past. They hear it ears and fear and mass, cause YAHUAH's covenant is with those that want none of this repugnant bliss. All of those that turning and not loving this, with those that are hearing it, with those that are fearing him, not fearing the wind of men, cause they focus and they listen. Not afraid of isolation and not afraid of not fitting in. Convinced in him, they live in it, so they truly witness him. So you took up your stake for him, you sitting there complacent with the nations, and you straight, cause it is clear, cause y'all faking it. You claiming that you're facing him, you wait for him, right after your shift is done, you pray to him, cause y'all faking it. First things first, your work, your strength is in your nervous purse, your occupation is evasion, cause y'all faking it. You speak of all you gave to him, your idolatry is graven, and he's appointed to grave for him, cause y'all just faking it. So now, fear YAHUAH, and serve him in perfection and in truth, and put away the mighty ones which your father served, and serve YAHUAH. So on that day, it shall be that the remnant of YAHUAH, and those who have escaped of the house of YAHUAH, never again lean upon him who defeated them, but shall lean upon YAHUAH, Kadash YAHUAH, in truth. Because the hour is coming, and at that time, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in Ruach and in truth, because the Father also does seek such to worship him. Elohim is Ruach, and those who worship him need to worship in Ruach and in truth, and nothing less. Y'all faking it. Faking it. Y'all faking it. Why do I have to whisper? I don't understand why they asleep. Man, just keep it down, man. Keep it down. Why can't they just wake up and see? Nah, man, but they resting right now, man. Just let them get some rest. How can you sleep through this? I don't know, man. I don't know. Can't you see this? Yahuwah, wake 'em up, please. Yahuwah, wake 'em up, please. What they do? You worship with your lips, you worship with your mouth, but your heart's uncircumcised, so you're filled with doubt. You don't fear his name, you think this here's a game. You come to this truth, you're supposed to change, nothing remains the same. Guess you ain't read James 4:4. There should be a world war going on in your core. Why you think we're exiles, heritage left out, subjects without predicates, cursed and pressed down. Go read Dabarim 28:14, and the whole thing testifies while we destroy beings. I get annoyed seeing us going forward, speaking things not up to ride, leading folks with distorted teaching. Cats worshiping man, following their commands, stumbling into the delusion, unable to see or stand. Yahushua's the head, you do what he said do. Instead, folks behind man leading them into their doom. Pause and wonder, blind yourselves and be blind. They are drunk but not drunk with wine. They in a deep sleep where nothing's revealed. Their visions like the words of a book that is sealed. They can't see, they can't think. This can't be, this delusion is deep. They can't even open their eyes and peek, they're asleep, cause their hearts ain't where it should be. That path you walk is broad, that's why you off the mark. We also fall apart, cause you off in the dark. This is ridiculous, 4,000 years still missing it. Prophets one day were twisting it, folks still with their traditions. This, even with hindsight, the blind leading the blind right into delusion so thick they can't get their mind right. You not concerned with seeing that the time's right, in complete darkness without even a nightlight. You are experiencing the spirit of a deep sleep, delusional, unable to read or see things. Although it's white, no sight got you seeing green things. What's obvious to me is hidden, so you can't see things. Fearing commands of men, in love with sin, hardened within, is causing your sight to dim. Blessed is he who has ears to hear and eyes to see. Blessed is he who fears your name and the words you speak. Pause and wonder, blind yourselves and be blind. They are drunk but not drunk with wine. They in a deep sleep where nothing's revealed. Their visions like the words of a book that is sealed. They can't see, they can't think. This can't be, this delusion is deep. They can't even open their eyes and peek, they're asleep, cause their hearts ain't where it should be. Pause and wonder, blind yourselves and be blind. They are drunk but not drunk with wine. They in a deep sleep where nothing's revealed. Their visions like the words of a book that is sealed. They can't see, they can't think. This can't be, this delusion is deep. They can't even open their eyes and peek, they're asleep, cause their hearts ain't where it should be.
That's right. Okay. My people, it's been 400 years, time to wake up. Time to divorce the whole y'all, time to break up. Yeah, you still loving oppression, so you hate love. Forsake what's making you special for what's made up. You loving the very one that castrate us, set out to break us, emasculate and erase us. For all the great, but YAHUAH is greater, creator, a savior, so let's change your behavior. Without pathetic eyes, it's hard to see our wretched lives. Yet you follow their routine down the electric slide. This people loving the system, which they victims, hold things against them, and still they calling this living. Wisdom, don't try to give them, it's futile, there's no convincing. They trample every word and sentence, cause no one will listen. So I digress, I can't connect, this is a mess. What you expect from a stiff neck to get respect? Nope.
I would tell you not to eat that. It ain't just cause it's commanded. Please understand it, he said it cause it's doing you damage. Why don't you get it? Everything that's mentioned so you living, not in these chronic conditions where you barely existing. You've barely a mission, thinking freedom's in the grave, hopes and dreams of a slave, yet you think you're free today. Think about what you're doing, you will never be congruent. Your freedom is an illusion that's bringing you into ruins. It's simple and plain, I'm blowing the horn until these simpletons change. It's out of love when I say don't put it in your vein. The government's thinking but you like it is your brain. Kid can't complain, Ray Charles to see why they insist on things. It's out of love if I'm trying to advise them, but they always rise, so the hint is the plight of the wise men. So when you see no one listens and heeds, it makes it seem why with much wisdom is much grief.
The beginning of apocalypse. Governments moving toward global dominance. Entire nations just be thriving on confidence. Dictators depreciating what Congress is. I don't think people realizing what time it is. Whether it's striking from all angles, hitting all continents. This is what drama is. Drama, not like what you be seeing on Broadway. More like we're seeing in this on all day. It's like what you can see through bliss always. Drama, not like what you be seeing on Broadway. More like we're seeing in his on all day. It's like when you can see through bliss always. Acknowledge this when you turn on the TV, be what the topic is. More abominations, ain't nobody stopping it. War and domination is an economic list. I insist, this is what drama is. When you turn on the TV, be what the topic is. More abominations, ain't nobody stopping it. War and domination gives an economic lift. I insist, this is what drama is. You can read about this in Deuteronomy. People's worth get determined economically. Thinking war's gonna bring us to a time of peace. Nah, obviously, let's not think it's so logical. Talk of media's got me studying astronomy. How an impact could change the Earth's geography. Watching the truth come through some old philosophies. I'm realizing these times is ending possibly. Like we headed for our fate at a velocity. Feels like a nuclear bomb is dropped on top of me. But my topics we trying to speak, cause there is no time to sleep. This is what drama be. Drama, not like what you be seeing on Broadway. More like we're seeing in this on all day. It's like what you can see through bliss always. Acknowledge this when you turn on the TV, be what the topic is. More abominations, ain't nobody stopping it. War and domination is an economic list. I insist, this is what drama is. And when you turn on the TV, be what the topic is. your home and you see drama is drama is drama. Step into any ghetto in the United States and you see drama is drama is drama. Step into any ghetto in Africa and I bet you see drama is drama is drama. Step into Iraq, step into Afghanistan and see what we living in today. Drama is drama is drama.
Every place, so no one thinks or even knows what the truth is. Everyone just doing what they're doing. Compassion is absent, it's grueling. No one really cares for another. The love of the buck's what got people moving. You gave your words, they complained, and even to this day it's regarded as strange. Folks think that I'm in a cult or worse, cause I study your words and regard what you say. They don't think it's important to change. They would rather just all stay the same. Maybe they thinking it's all just a game, but I'm seeing it plain. Hating evil is lame. Can't even set out to be good. Folks prefer you be dumb and be hood. They prefer to be dumb and believe crooks who teach that the law is done except what he took. All of the funds from your mom's pocketbook. Still no one open their eyes to have a look. Instead they idolize while he crook. Disguises the sheep, he's wolf. They all rushing to do evil as if no one here truly believes you. Like they don't think that you're gone, just the people forget doing good. They don't think that they need to. It's easy to live in sin and do what they do, cause at least they blend in. None of them going to deny themselves and take up their stake and face these conditions. It's easier for the dead to thread a needle than to stir up the minds of these people. It's easier for you to do what he do than to do what you really need to. It's easier for you to take what they hand in than it is to follow his commandments. It's easier for you to do what they do since they in front of you and no one reprimands them. It's easier to just be the same than it is to even think to change. It's easier for you to love your things than to suffer for his name. It's easier to believe their dreams than to seek all his esteem. It's easier for you to follow their lead and follow their links than even try to think. It's easy to go with the system. It's easy to pick a religion and truly believe anyway. May as well be deceived and go and get what they're given. It's easy for them to teach your kids in. It's easy to let them keep on stealing. It's easy to remain a slave. The illusion is great except when they kill them. May as well go ahead and keep going. Looks better than the road ahead that I be on. But if you keep reading ahead, you will see persecuted or right, you guys should be wrong. But the route is hard these days. If you found a narrow way, you won't be at ease. There is no peace, just something that we say. Most won't acknowledge the facts and rather pretend it just didn't happen. The greatest holocaust, imagine folks still suffering from their actions. It's easy to say that was back then, but the effects are engraved in the black man. So now they are mockery for laughing. You do the math, man, it'll bring it's a fraction. It's easy to ignore the posts that please for help or hope. These Facebook folks are ghosts. It's easy to say it's just a hoax. It's easy for me to write this song than it is for you to think to right these wrongs. So you won't find a poster like me on, but my sight be strong, so my life keeps going. It's easier for the dead to thread a needle than to stir up the minds of these people. It's easier for you to do what he do than to do what you really need to. It's easier for you to take what they hand in than it is to follow his commandments. It's easier for you to do what they do since they in front of you and no one reprimands them. It's easier to just be the same than it is to even think to change. It's easier for you to love your things than to suffer for his name. It's easier to believe their dreams than to seek score his esteem. It's easier for you to follow their lead and follow their links than even try to think. So because the sentence against an evil deed is not executed speedily, the hearts of the sons of men are filled in them to do evil.
ever tread like migrants on the Appalachians. Still won't acknowledge you curse, cause all you cast forsake a masquerading around, still trying to be your master's favorite. Most are indoctrinated, so the truth is incarcerated. They believe whatever they tell them as long as it's not his ways, and nearly all are deceived. We don't have time for thinking, believing all that they speak, cause you saw it on TV. Your brains become measly, your says become quiche. You blind, can't see the signs if it said it's T.O.P. Please, idiocy and democracy now is a platform to speak. All on your TV, get to think she actually wrote that speech. Wisdom is on the sideline, and no, it's not the coach. Fools experts with what they don't know, brains with no frontal lobe. The truth is rebuked, so the confused can now grab the show and lead these same people who read the label then have a smoke. So breathe your last breath. Or you hate the truth, I guess you love death. Or you hate knowledge, I guess you love death. Or you hate wisdom, I guess you love death. Get understanding, cause all wisdom has left. The truth is under your boot, the earth's a big mess. Wake up and open your minds, get wise or get death. Wake up and open your eyes, get wise or get death. Understand, knowledge is gone and understanding is cast away. So you cats couldn't get smart even if Anne had the way. YAHUAH sent the famine for understanding, and that's today. But his secrets with those seeking all that he has to say. Listen to discipline and be wise, and don't refuse it or mistake it for what these guys say. And it is confusion, lose the ideology and the doctrine that you were using, cause they changed the message of my Elohim and his rulers. Straight is the one listening to him, watching his gates, waiting at his door, he's trying to find their way. The fool loves riches, forgetting love for its sake. But let's see if it delivers you when you stuff on his day. I won't be blemished, rebuking the wrong, cause they are finished. This life is just the scrimmaged endurance of those who win it. So you do as you intend to do. You know he don't hear sinners, fool. You better off getting UPS to try and deliver you. Breathe your last breath. Or you hate the truth, guess you love death. Or you hate knowledge, guess you love death. Or you hate wisdom, I guess you love death. Get understanding, cause all wisdom has left. The truth is under your boot, the earth's a big mess. Wake up and open your minds, get wise or get death. Wake up and open your eyes, get wise or get death. Get understanding, cause whoever finds wisdom shall find life and obtain favor from YAHUAH. But he who sins against wisdom injures himself, and all who hate it love death. Wake up and open your minds, get wise or get death. Wake up and open your eyes, get wise or get death. Understanding.
Okay, I'ma start with the conclusion of it, man. Just fear Elohim and guard his commands. Don't forget YAHUAH for the faults of your hands and get cut off of the land. You don't wanna do what's right in your silence life you despise and you rightfully die. I'm trying to treasure up knowledge and gain understanding so I could be right in his eyes. I'm seeking YAHUAH, so why you going after the ways of the world to be like I never knew? Yeah, I'm trying to be kadoosh, bruh. I bear witness to the truth, y'all. Cause outside of the dogs and chances with drugs, whores, murderers, and youth falls, idolaters too, all their parts in the lake that burns with fire, sulfur, and unrelenting worms. Cause you didn't make him your concern, her, but you ain't learned, miss a chance to return. Faith is in action, so why you sitting there stagnant, learning the ways of the people in the land you inhabit? Why you think that we scattered, always blaming the matters on someone, but the fact is we here for our own actions. And your first reactions to go and bash that, man, nothing has changed, which explains why the remnants are fraction. Father sheet 18, 19, Dabbing 10 and 13, Dabbing 13, 18, and how many more witnesses y'all need?
Guard his command and truth. Guard his command and truth.
Tahalim 91, 11, Dabbing verse 9 of chapter 7, Chazun 22, 15, Hukanah 14, Dabbing the whole thing.
Guard his command and truth. Guard his command and truth.
Who you think gon' enter? Contenders of truth, offenders? Or the trustworthy, straight walking command defenders? Or those here wasting time indoctrinating all of their ways and all of their abominations? Don't seek their peace forever. Riches don't profit in the day of his wrath. You get cut off and severed, esteemed lighter than feathers. Knowledge concealed in the clever. Fools always talking about never. Better is a little with righteousness than evil with a great treasure. Righteousness guards him who's perfect in the way, but wickedness twists and perverts the sinner gone astray. So remove the lies and false. Give me neither poverty nor riches, just feed me what's mine, that's all, lest I become satisfied and fall. Father she 18, 19, Dabadeen 10 and 13, Dabadeen 13, 18, and how many more witnesses y'all need?
God, his command, God, his command,
Tahaleen 91:11, Dabadeen verse 9 of chapter 7, Chazun 22:15, Hukanah 14, Dabadeen the whole thing.
God, his command,
God, his command, and live. Barashi 18, 19, Dabadeen 16, 17, Dabadeen 26, 17, Dabadeen 26, 18, Dabadeen 28, 15, Malachi beat 17, 13, Dabadeen Hayamin Allah 28, 8, Kahala 12, 13.
I'm on my knees as I do this.
Hasha. It seems you have forgotten the name of YAHUAH.
Wow. Let's refresh your memory. Let's go. Okay. Because as a son esteems his father and a servant his master, since he is the father we're esteeming. I shouldn't have to ask, but this generation's laid waste, and the desolation of his name he gave from the foundation requires the utmost estimation. Because Adam called on his name, and Abraham called on his name, and Yaskar called on his name, and Masha called on his name, and that is the third matter. Don't bring his name to nothing. Yahuwah is his name. I got witnesses, you want him? I guard his name. Yahuwah, my all, my reign. Throw out your King James, cause today God is slain. Suggest you fear my father. Those not calling his name is slaughtered. I'm just quoting his word. Y'all should get familiar with the author. No need in dealing with scoffers debating so y'all can be seen. You wanna go wit for wit, but how does it give him all the esteem? You hidden his name for so long, and now that it's been uncovered, he is Yahuwah and his esteem is for none other.
All-powerful, mighty,
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
he's my redeemer, deliverer, my Allah.
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
He's the champion, and the only one I see.
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
He's a consuming fire, as long as
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
Came to Abraham and his sons as all-powerful mighty one, but by his name Yahuwah, was he not known to them? God Allah knew, Yahuwah Sabot Shamu. He's the champion of battle before the commits of kaboots. So don't add a dot or letter to his word forever, lest you'll be proven a lie and proving you're not that clever. Exalted above all nations and endeavors, Mika Yahuwah, I will bless him in his name forever. Your name is made great here all the days. Those who know it trust in you and give it all the praise. Great and awful, set apart and wonderful, extraordinary, incomprehensible. Yahuwah, there's truly none like you. Let all nations come and bow themselves before you, and esteem the name of he who made all and takes to spoil you. For you, O Elohim, have heard all of my oaths. You've given me the gift of those who fear Yahuwah Sabot.
he's the all-powerful, mighty,
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
he's my redeemer, deliverer, my Allah.
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
He's the champion, and the only one I see.
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
He's a consuming fire,
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
he's the all-powerful, mighty,
His name is set apart as YAHUAH, Allah the meek.
he's my redeemer, deliverer, my Allah.
His name is set apart. is set apart is Yahuwah. Whose name is set apart is Yahuwah, Allah the meek. Is Yahuwah, Allah the meek.
All these curses shall come upon you, and they shall pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of Yahuwah, your Elohim, to guard his commands and his laws which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and for a wonder, and on your seed forever and ever. So, Yahuwah, where's your remnant? Where's your inheritance? Cause most of the folks that's bearing this curse can't see they wearing it. They ain't even aware of it. What's even more pathetic is we don't see that we serving them in a hunger, thirst, and nakedness. The sword, famine, and pestilence, we barely. But the mind of your possession is the show must go on, not thinking to go home. So how do we? Being the only beings without an Elohim in the land or pot to be, and the sojourner's risen higher, and he even has the right to kill us if he don't like us. He don't even get indicted, yet still they don't see his curse is only can walk down your own street. Vigilantes hungry, but wait, just cause your blood is on that menu, cause Yahuwah sins against you a nation swift as an eagle that don't regard the feeble, the widows and young people. The prison systems need you. Yahuwah is making the earth empty and making it waste, and shall overturn its surface, and shall scatter abroad its inhabitants. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the female servant, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the creditor, so with the debtor. The earth is completely emptied and utterly plundered, for Yahuwah has spoken this word. Our sons and daughters are taken, and we're powerless to save them. Plus some people are in the land, and they even done formed a nation. Yahuwah confirmed his word upon this generation. We scattered to every place, and by way of ships, I'm saying extraordinary plagues that won't just go away. I've lost 5 in 2 months, I'm crushed all of the days, oppressed and plundered for a sign and a wonder, a mockery, a proverb, and astonishment among you. Yet even now your people still don't see the need to return with all their being and treating just to seek you. I don't know who is worse, us or our ancestors, cause both prefer bondage and serving what our hands work for. Cause we forsook his covenant, now we in captivity, obliviously loving it, putting all our trust in it. So I guess that's why he ends it with just a remnant, cause too much of mankind don't have the mind for repentance. And the earth shall mourn and wither, the world shall languish and wither, the haughty people of the earth shall languish. For the earth has been defiled under its inhabitants, because they have transgressed the Torah, changed the law, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore a curse shall consume the earth, and those who dwell in it shall be punished. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth shall be burned, and few men shall be left.